I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at Broadband World Forum 2012 in Amsterdam, and I'm speaking with Incognito Software, Mr. Stephane Bourque. How are you today, sir?
How are you, Tony? Very good, thank you.
Excellent. Listen, for all of our first-time viewers and everybody out there in bnetTV land, why don't you give us a brief overview of Incognito and what you're doing here at Broadband World Forum?
Sure, I like to call Incognito the 20-year-old startup. We're still in the startup mode. We've been doing business software for the last 20 years. We're located in Vancouver, Canada, beautiful Vancouver. And anyone who comes up over there will buy you free beer.
That's good because it's my hometown and my birthday today, so I'm coming.
There we go. We've been developing software for MSOs, carriers, and so on for the past, it's about 14 years. And trying to tackle the problems that only carriers and MSOs face, which is, scalable solutions, redundant solutions, resilient solutions, and problems that are not geared towards the enterprise, but really towards the carrier.
What makes you different than your competitors in this space?
We've tried to take a different approach. Our approach is really to keep it up off-the-shelf software solution. So that is, we're light on services and very high on delivering what the customer wants. And we actually base our products entirely with customer interactions. So instead of letting us driving the development all the time, we like to get from our customers what they require, put that in the product, then make it available to all of our other customers. So really it's a solution developed for the market, by the market, and not just what some supposedly bright people in software would think of in a glass tower somewhere.
Sounds much less expensive than some of the top tier players.
It's much less expensive and very light on services, so what you get something off the shelf is a solution you can deploy rapidly. And we're also a small company, therefore we're customer focused and we can react very, very quickly to any demands from our customers.
What are you doing here at Broadband World Forum?
At Broadband World Forum, we're a gold sponsor this year again, and what we're showing is again our ACS and our DDI solution.
So I was going to say, why don't you expand on the ACS and the DDI against, again, the competitors?
Sure, on the ACS front, what we focused on is really a scalable solution. What we're finding is a lot of these carriers have solutions that are sometimes open source or sometimes from small developers, and they tend to fail once you reach, the 100,000, 200,000 mark of subscribers or devices to manage. Now, what we're focusing on is a solution that works as well for the small provider, the 5,000 devices, for example, to the mega providers at 1 million or 2 to 3 million devices. So something that's easily scalable and that the MSO the carrier can deploy themselves. And that's really what differentiates us from the competition. And again, the customer focus. Customers come to us with certain requests in mind. We can react in weeks, sometimes months, but usually weeks to the customer's request, and then they have a feature in the product that's also deployed for everybody else, and that they can use right away to solve their immediate business problems.
Let's talk about what some of those business problems that you and Incognito feel that in 2013 are gonna come to the forefront.
One of the big problems we see is the plethora of devices coming out at the same times. And TR69 being, in the carrier side being a little older protocol, we see other access networks, namely cable, fiber, for example, using TR69, but their software being as mature, they're not always compliant to existing standards. So our solution, for example, allows a carrier to discover these devices, their capabilities, and integrate them in their solution right away, instead of having to contact us and to have to build a special module to support the new flavor of the month of set-top box, of home gateway, or Wi-Fi.
That can change at a moment's notice these days.
Every show there's a new 100 ones coming out from manufacturers you don't know, from more or less reputable sources in terms of software sometimes. So we're really here to say, okay, look, we've got an open interrupt on the internet. You can point your device to us. We can verify how it behaves. If it misbehaves or is not according to standard, our engineers always watch a channel basically at the office. We can pinpoint exactly where the error is. If we can fix the error in our software, that is, if we can accept something that's less standard compliant, we can do this over the line right away. We can make it available to the customer within sometimes a few hours. You can retest the device. Now it passes. Now we know that we made our ACS even that much better and that much more accepting of, less conforming devices.
You know, it's nice when attending conferences like this. bnetTV gets to talk firsthand with companies like Incognito, yourself, and some of the great major players, the Fortune 5,000 companies here in the industry. You know, one of the things that I've seen over the course of at least the last 3 years here is the ability for companies to come together in an ecosystem to tackle problems in an extremely time-sensitive fashion. So if Angry Birds pops up tomorrow morning and isn't compliant on various networks because of some sense of protocol or IP situation that inevitably involves, and who knows what that can be, because application developers build these things unbeknownst sometimes to MSOs, carriers, and whatever multi-mode of action that transport mechanism is going to take. It's nice to see the companies getting together saying, listen, we can solve these problems at a moment's notice or within a very short time frame in an inexpensive way so that everybody in the ecosystem is inevitably happy from end to end.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a bit less finger pointing these days than there used to be. And we want to be part of this, and our customers call us with problems that sometimes have nothing to do with our software. But they call you because you're responsive, you've helped them in the past, and they need to find a solution. And you have to have some empathy for your customers and say, look, some sympathy that is for your customers and say, look, we know you're kind of a pickle today. Maybe it's not our problem, but we help to solve the problem anyways. And if we can solve it using your own software, making a change to our software, adding a feature that will let your non-compliant device come on the network, then albeit, then we're all happy in the end of the day.
Loyalty and customer retention always going to be key in this industry. Finally, Stephane, tell me, why is it important to come to places like Broadband World Forum, summits like this? Why is it important to stay engaged?
It's great because we can engage with, first of all, customers firsthand. For us, it's different regions, so we're prominent in North America, Latin America, and China, but EMEA is one of the emerging regions for us. And at the same time, you create some bonds with other vendors out there, CP vendors, other software vendors, system integrators. So the show attracts all of the above and allows you to build a network of friends and people you can work with in the industry to exactly tackle these problems and solve them.
Fantastic. Stephane, thanks very much for taking the opportunity to speak with us. I hope we get a chance for an update again in the future.
Thank you, Tony.
I've been speaking with Incognito Software's Mr. Stephane Bourque here at Broadband World Forum in Amsterdam 2012, and I am Tony Sklar with bnetTV.